Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking and watching this video. I truly appreciate it and I do not take it for granted. Okay, thank you so much. If you're new here, well, my name is Marv Yokoro and this is Mama Boys Diary community, where we believe that whole kids make whole adults, and by extension we believe that it takes a whole adult to raise a whole child. Why? Because you cannot give what you don't have. Okay, and so if you have just started following us or watching this video, thank you. Just click on the subscription button, subscribe to this channel, turn on the notifications so that anytime we drop a new video you will be the first to know. And please go back and watch other videos. I am sure you'll find this place an incredible hub of resources for your child. You can follow us on Instagram, Mama Boys Diary. We're on Instagram, we're at Mama Boys Diary, Facebook Mama Boys Diary, and join us in our community. Right now you can join us on bit.ly Mama Boys Diary, and boom, you'll be in our community. All right, so today we'll be having a follow-up conversation on what we started talking about last week. Last week we looked at what it means to raise an excellent-minded child, and may I remind you that an excellent-minded child is a child who is raised to see excellence as a consistent lifestyle to uphold. That's what an excellent-minded child is, not just for the results but for the track record and also for the process. Okay, that's an excellent-minded child. An excellent-minded child will understand that the process is as important as the results. Okay, the end doesn't necessarily justify the means. That's what I'm talking about here. So today we're going to be looking at the components of excellence. Let me also remind you that we said that excellent-mindedness, that the reason why we must raise an excellent-minded child is because, one, our God is excellent and he will not take he would rather that we step up and be excellent like him, because excellence sets us apart. Excellence literally just takes someone from just being on the crowd to being at the center stage. Excellent-mindedness opens you up to new possibilities, to new ideas, because you're always thinking, what else can I do? Or how can I do this better? And then it opens doors for you, because there are places that your work has to be a certain way before it attracts the people there. Like kings, for example, the Bible says, seest thou a man diligent in his ways, he will stand before kings. So you have to be diligent in your ways first before you can stand before kings. So today we're going to look at the components of excellence. All right, so I'll just go right into it. Number one, excellence is a virtue. What is a virtue? A virtue is a behavior, is a standard, is a way of life. It's something that you do that is seen as high, that is morally standing, high moral standard. Something that has a high moral standard is called a virtue. Excellence is a virtue, is a trait, is a character trait that your child should learn on their way to the top in their life journey. Excellence as a lifestyle, we're going to get to that shortly, but excellence is actually a virtue. It's just like not telling lies, being hardworking, being diligent. It is in the same category as that. So it is a virtue to teach your child excellent-mindedness. Yes. Now, when I say excellent-mindedness, I mean having an orientation that what ought to be done well. Okay, that what should be done well. So it is not a question of the results only. It is also, like I have said previously, a question of the process. Now, it can be learned. That's number two. Excellence can be learned. It can be taught. Okay, so that a child might not be excellent right now, that a child might be making a lot of mistakes, that a child might have made series of mistakes, or that a child might be accustomed to poor, as it were, producing poorly does not mean that that's the destiny of that child. No, I completely disagree, because everything you know now, you learned it. You didn't come from your mother's womb knowing how to speak your native language. You didn't come knowing how to do anything at all. You had to learn, and because you had to learn, and because somebody was patient enough to teach you, either by being that thing, demonstrating it, or by actually showing you the ropes, like physically doing it for you to learn, there is no way you cannot learn the virtue of excellence. And guess who should be the teacher? That's you. You're right. You are the first contact for learning virtue, the excellence virtue of excellence from. So your child should look at you, even by not verbalizing it. For example, I learned excellence from my mom. My mom would never ever enter into a kitchen that is dirty. I mean, in that sense. So she would tell you, or you would even know, that if you're asking her to do anything in the kitchen, you would have to put it in a certain way. I mean, the first person that will teach you excellence, as it were, is your parent, and that is your responsibility. So if you feel that there is something that your child should learn, then guess who should teach the child? You. So you have to be the one to tell them how things should be done. And that's why I have these conversations with my children, especially my first child, about what excellence means. Excellence does not mean that when I ask you, I had a conversation with him a few days ago about fixing his room. Fixing your room doesn't mean just making everything smooth and all of that, and then you just fling everything under the bed. No, that's not excellence. Excellence means that you learn that everything has a place, and you put it in the place where it ought to be. So if you're ever going to do it, you have to do it well and do it right. Okay, number 3, excellence is dynamic. What do I mean by that? Dynamic means the quality of moving, something that moves from one level to another. Now, by excellence being dynamic, I mean that what is accepted as excellence today may not be accepted as excellence tomorrow. So this is a call for continuous improvement, asking your child to understand that with every day there is already a new and better, might I add, better way of doing it. So excellence is dynamic. I could wake up tomorrow morning and realize that there is a better way to cook a certain dish, for example. There is a better way to study for an exam. There is a better way to even be a wife. Excellence is dynamic. And with that knowledge comes the need to be constantly improving yourself, to gain knowledge, new knowledge, to look out for classes that they can attend, to look out for useful resources and materials that can be quite useful for them at every season and stage and phase of their life. Okay, so excellence is dynamic, and it can also be targeted towards what they are trying to achieve. For example, you can teach a child to be excellent in one area, and the child doesn't necessarily put it in another, or use it in another dimension. So it is important that you teach them that excellence is dynamic. You can actually copy and paste, copy a standard of excellence and paste it in another standard, and just substitute the formulas. That's it. So let's say that you have a child who is excellent at home or excellent in school but isn't excellent at home. You can tell them, okay, sit down, tell me, why are you excellent in school? Because I anticipate what the teacher will teach me before class by reading ahead of time, and then when I go to class, I participate, I ask questions, and I go back to read what the teacher has taught. Fantastic. So let's lift this, your system or standard of excellence, and paste it on what you are, the things that I've asked you to do at home that you haven't quite done well. Okay, he said, oh, and the child goes, okay. So if I ask you to cook, for example, or if I ask you to clean up the house, if I ask you to ensure that the house is clean, what you should do is to watch me when I do it. Ask me questions. Why do I do what I do the way I do it? It is only when you ask questions that you will know the why. So this is where we encourage asking questions. I encourage my children to ask questions a whole lot, because this is the only way they can learn something new. This is what will push their personal curiosity, and direct it aright. So allow them ask questions and answer them in the best way that you can. Don't shove questions away. Oh, no, don't worry about this. No, answer those questions and answer them in the best way that you can, in such a way that they will understand what you're trying to pass across. All right. So number 4, excellence requires diligence and determination. Okay, so if you're going to be excellent, then you better be diligent. You don't just happen into excellence. You don't just lucky into excellence. That even sounds funny. There is no way you can lucky or happen into excellence. You have to be diligent and determined to be excellent at your task. And that comes by a consciousness and understanding that you can, and you have all it takes to ace what you're doing. You have all it takes to be the best at what you do. And so you concentrate on and focus on that task and ensure that you do it and do it excellently. So excellence requires diligence. Excellence requires determination. Excellence requires intentionality. You have to be intentional. If you must be excellent, you have to be intentional to be excellent. And that is where paying attention to details, that is where it comes in. Now remember, I said that excellence and being a perfectionist are totally different. Okay, being a perfectionist means doing something in a certain way. Now, being excellent means doing it right, doing it with the finest quality at that time, at that point in your life, which is also an acceptable or above the average acceptable standard out there. So if somebody says that the pass mark is 3/5, excellence means that you target 4.5 or even 5/5. Who says you cannot be 5/5? Okay. And then finally, excellence comes with consistency in such a way that it becomes a lifestyle. Yes. So when you do it, they say practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. So perfection comes, or excellence comes by doing something over and over again. Do it, deconstruct, do it. Oh, this is where I could have done this better, and then you go ahead. So you're consciously on the journey to improve what you have done, what you may have found excellent. And what does it do for you? Understanding this basically just takes your child from ordinary to extraordinary, because your child now knows that you don't happen into excellence, for example, and there are things that you must do to clinch or to get to that state where excellence becomes a lifestyle for you. Excellence becomes something that you do habitually, so you don't even think about it, and it shows in everything. In, for example, the way they read, in their prayer life, by the time they go, in their life generally, they are intentional or intentioned on ensuring that everything they do is excellent. Okay. Excuse me. So this is it. Excellence is a virtue. Excellence can be learned. Excellence is dynamic. It requires diligence and determination, and it comes through consistency in order to make it a lifestyle. I do hope that this has been really, really an eye opener for you. So I'd like for you to please share, leave a message in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts and reach us. Join our group. Check us out on Instagram. We have a fantastic thing going on Instagram, which is the Child's Compass. Excuse me. Every morning through the month of April, we give you a help you excuse me, share materials to help you with the child's devotional, morning devotional. So check us out on Instagram. Do well to let us know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the very next video.